Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. In this video we're gonna analyze one of the most striking monitors you can currently buy if looking for top tier image quality, the MSI MPG 321 ERS. Is it worth it? Let's find out. We're looking at a 32-inch QD-OLED panel with 4K resolution, a 240Hz refresh rate, and an extremely low, practically instantaneous response time. This isn't a monitor designed for the average user, but rather for someone seeking maximum image quality, high-level gaming and multimedia consumption. The design is quite basic, which I personally appreciate. It's not overly gamer-oriented, it doesn't have any unusual shapes, and it looks good in practically any setup. The bezels are thin, which is always a plus if you want to use more than one monitor. The stands feel solid and allows for height, tilt and swivel adjustment, as well as being VESA compatible, so there are no complaints in this regard. One of its strongest points is clearly its image quality. Being a QD-OLED panel, the blacks are perfect, the pixels literally turn off, the contrast is practically infinite, and it has a wide color game mode, which is very noticeable in both games and movies. The monitor can reach peak brightness levels close to 1000 nits, but this only occurs in very small areas, approximately 2% of the screen, such as isolated reflections, very intense light, or small HDR flares. In normal use, the monitor's sustained brightness is around 250 nits, which is a typical value for OLED monitors. This means that in a dark room with controlled lighting, the monitor looks spectacular and HDR looks great thanks to the infinite contrast and those brightness peaks in small areas. However, in very bright rooms or with direct sunlight, it's not a particularly bright monitor and the black tones appear slightly purple in this situation. Now, for video editing or graphic design, it can be used without any problems at all. The monitor has excellent color coverage and very good factory accuracy, so calibration isn't necessary. Furthermore, the 10-bit panel is a significant advantage, something that is greatly appreciated in this type of work. Added to this are the 32-inch screens, which offer a very comfortable workspace and allow you to use multiple windows simultaneously without feeling limited. So in this respect, performance is more than enough. The only problem here is that when using it for video editing or graphic design, you have the risk of long-term burn-in if you work for many consecutive hours with static interfaces, so keep that in mind. Now, in gaming the performance is excellent and to be honest I don't have much to add. The 240Hz refresh rate combined with the near instantaneous response time of OLED makes for a very clean image. There is no visible ghosting, the response time is practically instantaneous, and the input lag is very low, so everything feels fluid and responsive even in fast-paced games. However, to truly take advantage of this monitor in 4K at high refresh rates, you'll need a fairly powerful PC, as running games at these speeds is nothing easy. For console gaming, thanks to HDMI 2.1, it's fully compatible, so you can play on both Xbox and PS5 at maximum resolution with HDR enabled and all the console features to enhance the gaming experience. Regarding connectivity, it features a headphone jack, 2 HDMI 2.1 ports, one DisplayPort 1.4, a USB-C that delivers up to 90 watts, and several USB-A ports. It also includes a KVM switch, a feature not all monitors offer and which can be quite useful actually. It doesn't include built-in speakers, but at least we have a headphone jack. By the way, remember that the link to the monitor is in the video description in case you want to check it out. And now, to finally answer the initial question, is this monitor worth it? Yes, it is. If you're looking for the best possible image quality, you play a lot of games, consume multimedia content, and have a controlled usage environment, this monitor is an excellent option and is undoubtedly among the best 4K OLED monitors currently on the market. Now, if you work many hours with static images, have a very bright room, or simply don't need this level of quality, things change. There are more economical and practical options that might be more sensible. In that case, IPS or mini LED 4K monitors are usually a better choice. They don't offer the contrast of OLED, of course, but they do offer higher brightness and better performance in well-lit environments. And zero worries about long-term burn-in. For example, models like the LG 27GP950B with an IPS panel, or mini LED alternatives like the Samsung Odyssey Neo G7 or the Asus ROG Swift PG27UQ. Might be more balanced options depending on your intended use. And well, that's all for now. I hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like me to review on a specific monitor, leave it in the comments. See you next time.